Show it again. Bossman Dlow.
Bossman, y'all see this him, right? Y'all see this him, right? Alright.
No.
What?
So I just learned who Bossman Dlow is today. I've known the name, but he's a 26-year-old rapper, and he's been involved in some stuff in the past, and that was that clip I showed you in the beginning where people accused him of talking to an underage female, and that was her proof that he had been DMing her back and forth. Now, it's come out that she's lied about her age, if I'm not mistaken, and this was the clip where she admitted it.
I'm finna tell y'all, just chill, and then he's mad because he texted me. What the f*** I'm mad for? Worry about your f***ing self, wet, and I'll lie again, like I said. Let another nigga text me, I'm gonna lie again. Why'd you lie about your age? So he could f*** with me, the f***. Damn. How many times I want to tell y'all? I'm gonna keep lying, and if any of y'all want to fight, just let me know.
So it's not a good look, but at the same time, if she lied about her age and once he found out, he cut everything off, never actually tried to hang out with her or anything like that, I'm not really gonna throw him under the bus for that, but I don't know the whole story. I just saw that this story kind of popped back up given the new information that's out about him, where it seems like he's been going back and forth with a trans woman, which is a man that transitioned to become a woman. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if there's enough proof to say that these are definitely real text messages. So these first few pictures I'm going to show you were from a story on IG that Timmy Bansom posted, which is the person that claims that they were talking to Bossman Dlow. But the messages that they're posting are not DMs. They're all text messages from a phone. And the only issue with that is you can put anybody's number in the phone and make any name for them. So this could literally be a friend of yours going back and forth with you and presenting it as if it's Bossman Dlow. So that's the only thing where there's no real proof. There is a clip I'm going to show you later on that kind of is, I guess, supposed to be their proof, but it doesn't show me that any of this was real still. So just to run through these messages quick, the blue messages are Timmy Bansom, which is the trans female, and the gray messages are Bossman Dlow. So it looks like Bossman Dlow on Friday, September 27th said, "I can see now you just do people any kind of way." And Timmy said, "I haven't done anything to you though, so what you talking about?" And he says, "I'm just saying you're not genuine for real. You just about money, F a bond, F a real friend, real vibe." And Timmy says, "All you talking about is linking up and having sex." And Bossman Dlow responds with, "You act like we can pop out and be in a relationship though, LOL." And Timmy says, "I mean, you started the conversation talking sexually, so what am I supposed to be thinking?" And then blocked their next message. And this next picture doesn't look like a direct continuation, but it looks like Timmy says, "What's your name?" Bossman Dlow says, "I ain't giving mine, you ain't even give yours," and confusing how, which I assume is in response to the message that we can't see on the screen right now. But Timmy says, "Justin is my real name," and Bossman says, "Oh Lord, so you is that? That shit def confusing." And I'm guessing that they're talking about whether or not they're trans. Like their name is Justin, but they're going by something else, and that's possibly the confusing part. But either way, Timmy goes on to say, "Yeah, I know, sorry. God made me this pretty, LOL. I understand if you not F with me now, though." Bossman says, "I appreciate you being real. I never did that. I don't want to be all over the blogs and shit. Just looked at your Twitter, too." So from this point forward, it seems as if there is a clear understanding that this person is trans. But again, I can't say 100% that these are real text messages. Now, these next messages, I don't know if they came before or after the ones that we just showed, but these ones they're showing from a picture of another phone, taking a picture of the iPhone as a whole. And it looks like Timmy says, "I don't know what to say. You seem like you don't want to F with me no more." And Bossman says, "So what? You rather me just pay the link, we do what we do, keep our mouths closed, and that's that?" And Timmy says, "What was your intentions when I came to Florida? Like, let me know." And Bossman says, "Get to know you, chill with you, treat you like a human. I mean, drink, have a good time, great sex, great vibes, great massages, great cuddles, and bless you for genuinely coming." And Timmy says, "I F with that." Bossman says, "That's what we doing? And if you get them toes French tip, I'll give you double what they cost." And Timmy says, "I always keep them French tip. You don't know how freaky I can get for real." So there's a few things that are weird to me, like the way he said, "I'll treat you like a human," which just seems like an odd thing that you'd say to somebody, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. I've seen some people say some wild and weird shit, but this is where I get a little skeptical, because I feel like when you see people fake text messages, they almost go above and beyond and make it seem like it's a certain way, but there's usually something you can pick at that's like, would someone really say that? And that's kind of where I'm at with it, but there is one more picture. So in this one, Timmy says, "Can't even order a bitch a meal." And Bossman says, "I have cash, I don't have no way to send anything. In person, you can get whatever you want." And that does make sense, because when you think about it, if you Cash App or PayPal or Venmo somebody, there's a track record of that. People can go and look at it and see, oh, you sent this person money. and then they'd be able to expose him using that. Now, obviously, that could also be somebody that's trying to falsify this and saying things that sound believable, but this is also something that somebody who doesn't want to be exposed would say. Like, this is how they would go about it. Timmy goes on to say, okay, I'm coming to Orlando tomorrow. Be ready. Bossman says, yeah, right. Timmy says, you'll see. He says, when I got to do something at 3:30, so when? And Timmy says, you going to be in Orlando all day? Bossman says, yes, you might as well come tonight. Timmy says, how? Bossman says, you could be at the room waiting on me when I get back. They got late night flights. And Timmy says, I'm looking, not there isn't any, which isn't really English, so I don't necessarily know what that means. But the only proof that they showed that any of this might be real was this one picture of Instagram DMs where there's not really anything being said. So the only thing that throws me off when it comes to this is that I'm pretty sure if you're in vanish mode, it says it all the time at the bottom of your DMs, that it's vanish mode and that things are going to disappear. And I could be wrong, they might have changed that, but in the past, there was a few times where I accidentally swiped up and it said vanish mode, and then I would swipe up again and it would go away. So I assume that it would be a visible thing, and it doesn't show it on there. And the only thing you see in the DMs was a question mark and okay or something. So there's nothing that shows that he sent his number to you. There's nothing that shows that you guys interacted in any way. It just shows that there was a DM shared between you. But that question mark could have been because you sent something and they were questioning what you even sent them. So it just gets a little bit tricky, because if there was a vanish mode, that shit wouldn't be there either, now that I think about it. So I don't know if this is true. And another thing that I have that I find to be a problem with this is, let's just say that it is true that he's messaging this person. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not really about that life, but other people might be. That might be something that they're interested in. And it's weird to me that you, as the trans person, wants to expose somebody for coming after you when you know that that's the way it's going to be spun. Oh my God, this rapper was going for this trans woman. And the reason why that's weird to me is because you're making yourself out to be this pariah, right? Is that a right? I think that's the word. You're making yourself out to be something that people should avoid, that it's embarrassing to be seen with. Because if otherwise there's nothing to expose. Think about all the times that men and women have interactions and one ghosts the other, or one doesn't pay something, or whatever the case is very rarely that you see that situation get exposed, because there's not much to it. Most people aren't going to care. This situation is only becoming a thing because it's a trans woman and a rapper. So it's like, I just feel like if you're a part of that community, the last thing you should do is try to expose somebody for having talked to you when you know that it's going to be spun in a way that's going to be transphobic. Like, that's literally the only case that is going to ever go viral. And you know this, and you're pushing that narrative. But then you'll turn around and get mad at people for being transphobic when you're pushing the narrative. Like, you're literally making it out to be a weird thing for this man to have talked to you, instead of being like, this was a normal conversation. What can I expose from it, right? I'm a woman. That's how you see yourself. So you shouldn't think that there was something that was there to expose in the first place. Does that make sense? Like, it's all weird to me. Like, at the end of the day, I just think, yo, do what you want to do with your life. If it don't affect me, I don't care. So I'm not going to ever give a shit about who transitions to what or does this or that. You do what you want to do. But when I see shit like this, it's like, you're trying to tell me that I should care. You're trying to tell me that I should feel some type of way about this rapper talking to you, and that I should jump on the bandwagon and we should all get at him for it, which makes it seem as if you're admitting that there's something wrong about what you're doing. Am I making sense? I think this makes sense. So that's all weird to me in the first place. And I don't even know if this is true, but I saw it, wanted to cover it because we do talk about different situations with rappers, and this has been popping up on my feed all morning. So let me know what you guys think about it. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.